Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Tuesday morning. Is now the 14th day of May, 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window, it's a beautiful morning. From here, not a cloud to be found. Temperatures cool and comfortable. It's going to be another warm day with valley temperatures reaching the upper 80s to around 90. Average for the valley at this time of year is low 80s, like 81, 82. So we're still in that above average range. But as we go through the next, 7 to 10 days, we will see some cooler days ahead. A couple of interesting things are going to happen over the next few days. Let me explain. Let's start off with what's going on today. We do have the marine layer along the coast, as you can see here, and it's spread well into the Napa Valley, as well as through the areas through San Jose and down through the Salinas Valley, and very extensive along the coast. So when you have the marine layer socked in up and down the coast like this, from Southern California all the way up to the Oregon border, what you often get is the onshore breeze, which keeps areas like Napa and Solano County quite a bit cooler than what you might see in the valley. That trend will be true today, but even more so tomorrow, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. You also see this area of cloud cover to the north dropping down. We'll likely start to see a few high clouds in the area, but if you were lucky enough to watch the news last night at 10 or 11 or catch some of the posts online of the lightning we saw last night at Tahoe, man, that was spectacular. Well, where are we going to see thunderstorms today? Well, the models are showing less today than what we saw yesterday. This is the HRRR. This is 4 o'clock. This is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This model is showing less activity than it did last night, and it's a little bit farther south. I still wouldn't be surprised if we see a thunderstorm pop maybe in Alpine County, but certainly down toward Highway 108 and 120. I think we'll see some thunderstorms there, and some of those clouds could come down the hill. I don't think we'll see any rain down toward Highway 49, but we certainly could see some of the clouds from thunderstorms that do pop up there. But the HRRR is showing a lot less than it did yesterday. But what you do see here are thunderstorms that could be developing in any time between, let's say, about 3 and up to about 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening in places like Mammoth or in the high country of Yosemite. And some of that could even impact the Yosemite Valley. So if any of you are going to be in Yosemite today, just keep an eye in the sky. May see some dramatic pictures toward the Half Dome area towards sunset. That could be rather spectacular. But otherwise, all of that will diminish, and then the threat of thunderstorms will go away for the day on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be a very interesting day for us in the weather office, forecasting temperatures in the valley, and let me explain. All has to do with the wind. So this is first thing Wednesday morning. Actually, it's too early Wednesday morning. Let me slide that up to here. Let's go up to here. All right, this is 11 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. So if you look at the winds here, this is the onshore breeze impacting areas like Rio Vista and Discovery Bay and Stockton. And you can just follow the wind arrows coming up this way through the Carquenes Strait and then down through the San Joaquin Valley. So that's transporting cooler air into the San Joaquin Valley. So Stockton, Tracy, Manteca would all have a very comfortable day. But if you look here, well, this is a north wind coming down the valley, as well as a downslope wind in parts of Nevada County and Placer County and El Dorado County. So a north wind coming down the valley is warm, but this is a cool breeze. So that's 11 o'clock in the morning. Let's go ahead, another frame here. This is around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We have the same sort of flow, including Sacramento, and as well as places like Auburn and Roseville, but you also have the onshore flow into Fairfield and Rio Vista. So what you could be seeing here in Fairfield, you may see at 2 o'clock in the afternoon a temperature of, let's say 75 in Fairfield, whereas in Yuba City, you may see a temperature of 90 because of the downslope wind. Let's go ahead another frame. So let's go to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now that onshore wind is starting to increase. Let me go back in that. I wish I could keep that in the frame while I go back and forth on this. No, I can't. I just want to go back and point out southern Sacramento County again. All right, so southern Sacramento County doesn't have much in the way of a breeze at 2 in the afternoon, but at 5 in the afternoon, it's quite noticeable. So that means that that in areas from, let's say, Elk Grove to the south would start to see the cooling influence of that breeze. But if you go toward Woodland, we're still under the north wind, which means that you may see a temperature, let's say, in the low 80s in Elk Grove, but low 90s in Woodland. This is a really interesting pattern. So it's going to be kind of the battle between that north wind and when the onshore wind takes over. And for a place like Sacramento, this is around 8 o'clock in the evening. Now the onshore breeze takes over into Sacramento, and even the north wind in places like Yuba City quits. But throughout the day, San Joaquin and Stanislaus County have had the cooling breeze. So during the day tomorrow, the daytime highs are going to be all over the place in the valley. And it's not often we see these huge temperature differences in the valley because the valley with a uniform elevation, basically, we usually see more uniform temperatures. Yeah, there'll be a few degrees here and there. One place might be 85, another place might be 82 or something like that. But tomorrow, we could see a difference between mid to upper 70s in Fairfield and mid 90s in Yuba City, as well as in other places around there. Even Lincoln could be in the 90s while Fairfield stays in the 70s. So really interesting day coming up for the day tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at the big picture and show you what is going on here. So this is our 500 millibar chart, and a little wave going by to our east, but as that goes by, we do see some warmer weather over the next few days, temperatures in the 90s. Then a little passing wave goes by to the north to help squeeze this high off the coast, and we see generally cooler weather. And then we have a trough coming down from the north. We have this low digging off the coast. And between the two of those, overall cooler air moves in. And while we don't anticipate there'll be any valley rain with this, what day are we up to on this? This is up to Sunday night, Monday. This would keep valley temperatures in the 80s for the weekend, maybe low 80s by Sunday. And by Monday, with this sort of pattern, we could be seeing daytime highs in the 70s. And then that may last through the early half of next week. That's a cool pattern for this time of year. And by cool, I mean, 72 to 75, maybe 78, something like that. But the average high being in the low 80s. And that pattern sticks around. So while we have seen warm weather recently, we're getting our first 90s of the year as of last Friday, and now having a few of them and a few more this week. It isn't here to stay just yet. Here we are in mid-May. We're not quite off to the races where every day is going to be, 85 to 95. We're not there yet. We still have another, let's say 3 to 4 weeks where we can mix in more daytime highs in the 70s, and it's looking like we will do that probably next week. So in the meantime, today, really nice day, probably fewer thunderstorms, but for those of you in Tuolumne County, just kind of keep an eye out for some of those clouds that may be popping up, as well as in Calaveras County. We may see some of those in the afternoon as well. Otherwise, just a beautiful day with sunshine and warm temperatures. So get out, make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.